Good morning, New York Giants fans, and welcome to your Giants News Roundup for Tuesday, May 3rd. I'm your host, Ed Valentine of Big Blue View, and we heard last night that New York Giants general manager Joe Schoen, who has been in the process of remaking the Giants roster, made a couple of moves on Monday that went toward remaking the front office as well. News broke that the Giants had fired college scouting director Chris Pettit and senior personnel executive Kyle O'Brien. So neither one of those moves was really a surprise if you had read the expose a few months back by Tyler Dunn of golongtd.com, which is a subscriber only website. The reality is that Chris Pettit, named college scouting director by Dave Gettleman in 2018, was at the center of a lot of the dysfunction apparently that had taken place in recent years in the Giants front office, and as well as being part of some of the mistakes that the Giants have made in the draft. O'Brien was hired a year ago by Dave Gettleman after spending time with the Jacksonville Jaguars and most recently the Detroit Lions. Was hired as a senior personnel executive. Joe Schoen has decided to move on from both of those guys. Schoen had previously let Mark Kahns, who was co-director of Giants personnel, go, and Kahns was another guy who was brought to the Giants by Gettleman, from the Carolina Panthers. Kevin Abrams, longtime assistant GM, was also reassigned to a role where he will mostly deal with the salary cap, which is actually Abrams' strength. So, as I said, the removal of Pettit and O'Brien really is not a surprise. Changes to the front office were expected now that the draft is concluded. And just quickly, people wonder why these changes get made now and don't get made before the draft. Reality is that Joe Schoen became general manager in January. Work on the 2022 draft class, and for that matter, on the potential free agent class, that work had begun long before Joe Schoen became Giants general manager. Schoen came in saying that he was pretty comfortable with what he felt would be the first 4 rounds of the draft, via work that he had done in Buffalo. And the reality of it is that you can't change the college scouting director. You can't change the scouting staff. You can't change the pro personnel people in January or February, right before all of that action starts. Too much work has been done. You're too far down the road. The time to do that is now, once the draft is over, before you begin the cycle of preparing for next year's draft, before you begin any work this summer on building your roster, on identifying street free agents possibly that you might be interested in during the season, and things like that. So now is the time when you can expect moves like that to be made. As I said, Pettit and O'Brien, no real surprises there. We'll see if these changes go any deeper after these 2 moves. The Giants front office obviously has been a source of concern for several years now. Just the way that it functions, the involvement of the Mara family, which again was detailed by Tyler Dunn in golongtd.com. So we will see. Joe Schoen is without doubt putting his stamp on the organization, and these moves leave little doubt that this is a new era for the Giants, that the ownership group of John Mara and Steve Tisch is allowing Joe Schoen to reshape this organization, to reshape the front office the way that he deems necessary. I mean, a big problem for the Giants for years and years and years. Most people have said they've been stuck in their ways. They've been stuck in this idea of turning to people that they knew, people they were comfortable with, people who had previous ties to the organization, like Dave Gettleman did when they hired him as GM, late in the 2017 season. And this to me is a sign that that the Giants organization is moving in a better direction. That we don't know how the 11 players that the Giants drafted over the weekend, we don't know how they're going to perform, how their careers are going to turn out. We'll see what happens when they get on the field, but I think that Giants fans should feel good that the organization is being run at this point in a competent professional manner. The draft was handled in a nice manner where Shane added some extra picks so that he could help build a roster that needed depth and needed versatility. We can argue about the picks that he made, but the approach was absolutely correct. Add some picks, build some depth. And we don't know who Shane's going to bring into the front office. We don't necessarily get the opportunity to judge those people on any sort of a daily basis, or we just see the end results of the work. But I think that Giants fans should feel good that the organization is finally allowing a general manager from the outside to take an honest look at this organization and do what he deems necessary to get the Giants, who've had 5 consecutive double-digit loss seasons, to get the Giants back on a winning path. All right, Giants fans, thank you for listening. Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel here. Check us out on bigblueview.com, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wherever you get your information. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.